It's time to hack the movies. Today, we're talking about tapes.
Oh, hello there.
Hi, Tony.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. And you know what? I was going to introduce you,
Okay.
but you've actually already been introduced for most of the year now.
Several times. And the hilarious part is that most people won't even know it was right in front of them the whole time.
Yes. Tell them who you are and where your promotion's been this whole time.
Why, hello, everybody. My name is PK Sparks, the hotness, deliverer of the pinnacle of Mario Let's Plays and more. And I am currently here to talk about... Can I use talk about tapes? Is that applicable here?
Yes.
I'm here to talk about the tape of Barry Gordy's.
Barry
Gordy's. Holy crap. Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. Take two. Hold on. We gotta do it again. You got start from the... No, I'm kidding.
Okay. So hello, Tim.
Hi,
AKA
Tony.
PK Sparks.
From Hack the Movies.
From Hack the Movies. I'm very glad you're here. This was going to be, and you wanted it, this was going to be our MLK Junior Day episode.
Yeah. But fortunately, I have the remnants of MLK Day infusing me with spiritual energy today. Yeah. And with all this black energy, we are going to dissect and expound on the wonderfulness that is this movie. Just
real quick.
Hold up.
Yes, Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
Yes. So not Raya the Last Dragon, because reviewing that is how you end your career. Cut the nostalgia chick. Anyway,
no comment.
You've never seen this movie until today.
No, literally 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
I finished this
You didn't know this movie existed until I told you, right?
Right.
That is insane. All right, I love this movie.
Now, to be fair,
yeah,
I'm not going to say I'm not a movie buff, but I'm kind of not like a film buff.
I get that.
I watch movies,
okay,
but not everything that goes out the way. But if someone recommends something to me, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Tony came in and asked me how are things going. I was about 30 minutes in, 20 minutes in, and I tell him, this is a bad movie.
I was not happy about that.
My opinion has changed.
Okay, good.
That's not exactly saying it's for the better. A quick summation, I am glad to have experienced this movie.
Yes.
There will be references and clips and reaction images and so much more on my Twitter page at PK Sparks.
At PK Sparks. Yeah, so I, when I was a kid, I was like into martial arts, like a lot of kids in the 90s were.
Oh, dude, black kids were all into Dragon Ball Z. I knew everything about it.
I didn't know that was happening, but I've learned about that later.
About black kids in Dragon Ball Z or?
Yeah, I didn't realize. I guess I wasn't, because I guess everyone I knew was into Dragon Ball Z. I didn't realize how much the black community was really taking to Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, dude, we would print out pictures of Super Saiyan XX11 and just print them off binder or whatever. It was the most obnoxious thing.
This makes sense. So going back to like the 70s when Kung Fu movies were coming out, everyone liked them, like the Bruce Lee movies and stuff, but the black community really, really took to them. And I think, and I'm sure there's plenty of other channels that dissect this that know more about it than me. I think it was because it was a chance to see an action movie with a non-white protagonist at the time.
Especially in that time, yeah. This film came out in 1985.
Yeah.
That's like, by the way, this whole entire movie is like peak 80s.
It's very 80s.
It's so good. I can see like, hey, we have, it's the nowadays idea of representation. So I see it.
Yeah, and it's like, there were blaxploitation films, but they weren't really like family friendly, really. So like, you go to the Kung Fu movie, like that's the good guy. He's going to beat up the bad guys, and it's not a white guy for once. So I can understand like why people gravitated toward that. But everyone loved Bruce Lee, and I have like my little behind the scenes here. So I like went on a deep dive in this movie, and I was looking at the behind the scenes with like the writer and stuff. And he said he got the idea for the movie. He was at a screening of a Bruce Lee movie on the 10-year anniversary of his death. Some theater was doing a screening. And he was like looking around and he was just like, this is like the most diverse audience I've ever seen. Like people of all different races like coming together because of how much they love Bruce Lee. And then he's like, there's something here. And then he wrote the movie. And there's a scene in this movie that kind of...
The movie theaters?
Yeah, he's like, it was kind of like that.
Are movie theaters actually like that at the time? Because that theater was a mess.
I'm sure it was...
The lighting was terrible.
I'm sure it was exaggerated for
Who
the
is just
film.
allowing some random kung fu man just to control the film?
Okay. I don't think the Shogun of Harlem showed up in his theater experience. I think that was made up for the movie.
There are some...
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I'm still doing the behind the scenes stuff here.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got...
So this was directed by...
I was really passionate about that.
It was directed by Michael Schultz, who did Car Wash, and the Sergeant...
The song?
No, the movie.
Oh.
I'm sure the song was in the movie.
It has to
and then he directed Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. That was a movie that the Beatles and a bunch of musicians worked on, and it was terrible. And he's also directed a bunch of episodes of TV shows. He's still directing to this day, like big TV shows. Really
we love a long career.
Yeah, he had a really, really long career. Do you know who Berry Gordy is?
No.
Okay. Well, he is a famous music producer. Okay. He started out as an amateur boxer. Was that sarcastic? Do you know who Berry Gordy is?
You can continue your explanation.
Okay. So he started off as an amateur boxer, and then he got drafted into Korea.
Okay.
And then he came back, and he was working in a motor vehicle factory, I think Mercedes or whatever, and he wrote some songs. They made a little bit of profit, and he basically built Motown studios or Motown Records and created Motown. And we have so many musicians because of him, I think the Temptations, the Jackson 5 and whatnot.
I will be honest, I did not know his backstory.
Yes.
I don't think of all the films that I've watched, that I can recall anyway, where that was... No, I didn't know that he worked in the Mercedes factory. I didn't know that.
Well, you know why it's called Motown, right?
I know I learned it, but I can't...
Yeah, it came from Detroit, so Motor Town, because that's where a lot of cars and stuff were made. Yeah, and that was one of the highest earning black businesses until the 80s when he eventually sold it. So yeah, he
money.
Yeah. He actually was still involved with Motown up until manage it, making sure the museum and stuff until 2 years ago. He finally retired. He's 90 something. I guess he's I'm done.
So the opposite of Vince McMahon.
The opposite of Well, actually, Vince McMahon's not 90 yet, so
fair. Okay, fair. I stand corrected.
Vince McMahon, look, Berry Gordy, he's for 90, he's aging very gracefully. Vince McMahon, he waited too late in life to start steroids, and it's catching up to him.
Wait, are you trying to, you think, okay, wait, there's several things I have to say here. You think that he looks bad for his age? You think that he's on steroids? I'm pretty sure steroids at his age.
No. Vince McMahon looks bad for his age. But I think it's because in the 90s, when he was pushing 50 or something, he started, or 40, he started doing steroids.
Everybody was.
Yes, but I think he started...
Not me. Drugs are bad.
I think he started it a little too late and went a little overboard, and now that he's not on steroids, he's it's pretty bad. Okay,
I see how you mean. I don't know, man. You're still being able to do that. You just got the physical powers out. Hold that.
I don't know. Look at the two. Berry Gordy, Vince McMahon.
Yeah,
there's a very different...
You let us know on the Hack the Movies Twitter account.
Yes.
Tell me I'm not an influencer.
Yeah, and the writer was real excited to write this because he wanted a diverse cast with characters that were playing against type, and I think we can agree that
stereotype.
Yeah. Okay. So they're playing against type, but I think they're just swapping out different stereotypes.
I have several notes where they're clearly. Are you sure about that?
Yeah. So we're gonna get into it real quick, but let's see here. Just an example of what you're gonna see in this movie. You have Chinese guys playing parts that black actors would usually play.
That was hilarious.
The main character is a black man who is well versed in Asian culture. And you know what?
That's just standard culture now.
Yeah, and this one I didn't agree with. I think they crossed the line. The black family owns an Italian restaurant, and I think that's appropriation.
I think that's just diversification.
I know, I'm kidding. And
Tony, let's open up a pizza joint, dude.
We should.
Let's absolutely do it in the hood. We're gonna brainstorm a name throughout this whole thing, and we're gonna make it happen. We are.
Hack the pizzas, but instead of Z's, it's X's.
Hack the pizzas. All right. Well, I mean, you get top branding. We got to work on that.
Okay, we'll work.
But I mean, I have that hotness. We got to just shoehorn that somewhere.
Okay.
It's there somewhere.
It's there. There's no bad ideas in a brainstorming session. Anyway. Now, Tim, before we get into this movie, I want to tell you something. I don't know if it was apparent, but the lead actor, Taimak, could you tell that this was the first acting role he ever had?
No.
No, you couldn't tell?
Not at all.
But Master, the final level, the glow.
No. Because he was very stoic. They did not allow him to speak much at all.
Yeah, upon rewatching this, I was like, how many movies did Taimak do before this? And I looked it up. I'm like, oh, 0. Okay.
No, but dude.
He was literally cast just because he was like a great martial artist.
I mean, you kind of need someone to fit the physical role.
Yeah.
And I mean, they got everyone else to talk about. It's literally the silent protagonist of insert video game here.
Yeah.
Everyone else talks around them. They fill in the role. It gets the exposition across. It works.
Yeah.
So I get it. But, I don't know, man. You say he's not a good actor, but you saw him try to infiltrate. I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but you saw him infiltrate. That was kind of great, dude.
I think he's great.
He had the pop collar and everything. Hey, man.
It works. It works for this movie. It works fine for this movie. So yeah, let's get into Barry Gordy's.
I will do my best to not jump ahead. Just cut me off if I do.
All right,
I'm an excitable person.
So it opens up with Taimak, Leroy Green, Bruce Leroy doing martial arts over a song. A lot of music in this. The soundtrack.
Looking like a black white ranger, right?
Wait, what? He looks like a black white ranger?
Yeah. His outfit, he had a whole white, he had the gold plate on his chest. Tell me he wasn't
right. I'm thinking of like the very beginning where he's shirtless during the credit sequence. That's how it starts there.
Oh, I did not pay attention much to that part.
Oh.
It was just kind of intro and filler. I didn't like take.
Well, I did.
It's not like an Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like that one, you got to pay attention. You got all the characters. Like there's a lot there.
I was almost in that live action movie.
Oh my God.
I talked about it before. I got paid for one day to try on outfits, and then they never called me back. But I would have been. Sokka's like the funny one in the show, right?
You did not just say Sokka.
Sokka. What's the name?
It's Sokka.
Sokka. I think in the movie it was Sokka. Anyway.
You think it's Ong too, don't you?
No, I know it wasn't Ong. That actor, if I got the part, I would have been his body double. But I did not get the part. I have friends who were in that movie, though. Not a very good movie. We should talk about it one day. Actually, fun fact, when Hack the Movie started in 2010, that was the very first review we did.
Also, fun fact, when I first started that movie, that is the very first movie I walked out of.
Really?
20 minutes in, I literally said, I cannot take this.
I've never walked out of a movie I paid to see.
Oh, I got my money back.
Yeah. There are movies where like I had seen a movie and then I snuck in a theater for a little bit just to watch a little bit of a movie before I left, but I've never been in a theater. I've never actually turned a movie off with the intention never to see it again, except for, there's two of them, Puppet Master 5. And there's a horror movie from the mid 2000s called Boogeyman. And I was just like, I've had enough.
The only Boogeyman I know from the 2000s is from WWE. That's my extent.
I filmed with him at Astronomicon a few years ago.
We will talk about that later.
Anyway.
All right.
Yes. So the song is awesome. This whole soundtrack is awesome.
Yes.
I was listening to it this morning. It was on Amazon Music. I'm like, they got the Last Dragon soundtrack.
I put Rhythm of the Night in my songs to download this.
I mean, this soundtrack has to be great. Fucking Motown.
Yeah. If you are made by the man who has Motown and you have a trash soundtrack, go home.
Yeah. So he's training and like he's just knocking arrows out of the air. And apparently that was like real. They were like, yeah, let's just shoot some arrows and have you practice, like have you just chop
I refuse to believe that was real. I saw slow motion and everything. No, I refuse to believe that was real.
Maybe they lied.
I imagine they would.
And there you have it.
My
Tim
perception
says that director Michael Schultz and Taimak are liars.
My perception of reality dictates that cannot happen. Therefore, it cannot happen.
But that was awesome. And again, cool. So I forgot to mention, like I saw this as a young kid. Okay. They played it on like...
Oh, so you have like child wonder and grown cynical man perspectives.
Yes.
Nice.
And this would play on TNT all the time. And I think a friend of mine, my best friend years ago, introduced me to it.
Are you still friends with them now? Okay, continue.
Well, I just haven't seen him in like... I saw his mom and sister at my sister's wedding.
How does that make
But I
you
haven't
feel?
seen him in a minute. I wish to see him again. I would have fun seeing him again.
Aww.
I think we'd have a lot to catch up with. Anyway.
And that's all the time we have for today. We can schedule
So he made me watch this because I was real into martial arts, and we like loved it. We wanted to be like Leroy. We pretend like we had the glow and stuff. So yeah. So I'm watching this movie as a young kid. I'm taking karate lessons. I'm seeing this. I'm like, awesome. This is like me. It wasn't. But
You saw yourself in Bruce Leroy Green?
I saw myself in Bruce Leroy Green. Oh, you weren't here for the interview with the vampire episode. Our co-host Kira, she decreed that I am black. Do you agree?
I need context. I may need to agree just on solidarity alone, but I need to know. If I got to check her, I will. But I'm willing to remain open-minded.
Okay, let's just say the jury's still out.
All right, yeah, absolutely.
We'll figure it out one day. Anyway.
This man really thinks he can play Soka.
I think I would have been a good Soka. So yeah, his master celebrates with him. He's like, hey, you finished your training. You've done it.
To be fair, there was how do you know that was the blue arrow?
Yes, because he just knew the arrow was coming, right? And he caught it out of the air?
Yeah, instead of just snapping it. That was the one I guess he had to catch. And
right.
Like,
so he's finished his training. We assume he's been training for a while, and he's now at the final level. The Last Dragon.
I just got huge Scott Pilgrim vibes from that comment alone. The final level. It just felt like, video. And actually, it kind of, if you think about it, by the end of the movie, it kind of does escalate like that.
It does feel like a video game.
Really?
And this is like when video games were like blowing up.
Oh, yeah. Huge arcade time.
Yes. Which
Bring back arcades, please.
Which plays into the bag.
Well, maybe after COVID. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm not ready. I need more training for the final level to get the glow. And he's like, all right, if it's a master you seek, go to this guy and give him this coin that Bruce Lee gave me. And so that's like one of the things he has to do now. He needs to get a new master.
I just want to know, there was a lot of things from that one comment that made me think from the very beginning, you have a relic from Bruce Lee? Did you train Bruce Lee? If you're giving Leroy Green, this medal, are you saying that he's better than Bruce Lee? Are you saying he's on his way to be Bruce Lee? Like, what's the symbolism here? Why are you giving him this coin? It's one of the things that actually got me to stick in with it.
Yes.
At the same time, I was hoping to learn more about the master, and we kind of do later on.
Yeah.
That he's just a jerk.
You find out later on this movie took some cues from Star Wars. It really did. So yeah, Leroy is walking around New York dressed up like an Asian dude. It's pretty funny. He's wearing like the big hat and everything, and he's just walking around and everyone's like, what's that guy's deal? Yeah. At the theater, they're watching a Bruce Lee movie.
Which I want to know how the heck he just like, I'm just going to go to a movie theater. This is all fine and normal. Nobody knows who I am. And if I could jump the gun a bit, how the heck did that kid even know he was there?
That's a good question. I guess he's just known in the community for being like a cool kung fu guy.
So is that kid like Gerald from Hey Arnold? He just knows all the lore of the neighborhood?
Yes, it's Gerald from Hey Arnold. So, during the show, of course, there's a white woman there that needs attention, so she's blasting the music so everyone looks at her. And I like that the one guy gets up. Yeah, I like that the one guy gets up and smashes. You doing Fortnites?
That's what they were doing, man. They didn't know what they were doing.
So
that was all they were doing.
I like that the guy in the theater, he smashes the boombox, but he's doing the same moves as Bruce Lee is behind him on the screen.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty clever.
I
thought it was pretty clever. That was pretty
corny,
fun,
dude.
But yeah, let me see here. Yeah, the theater wasn't having her shit. They're like, hey, lady, we're trying to watch Bruce Lee.
I mean, how would you feel if someone just started pop locking in the alleyway while you're watching a movie?
You know what? Tonight, I'm going to go to the movie theater.
Okay, continue.
How do you pop lock? I forget how to pop lock.
I know I'm black. I do not know. It's something about this. And I don't know. That's the pop. I don't know what the lock is. I think the locking is when you just stop and pull it back.
Okay, so I'm going to go. What's a movie that?
You legit look like Uncle Iroh feeling the flow.
I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
And you wanted to be Soka.
I'm sorry.
Look it up, man.
Okay.
Just look it up. You'll see it.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to go to a movie theater, bring a boombox, and like during like Spider-Man or something, when like one of the sad scenes is playing, I'm just going to hit the thing and just start going bump, 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 bump.
You need someone else with you.
Have you seen Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like Aunt May is like, I'm dying, Peter. I'm so sad. And I'm going to be like, hit it.
No. No. Actually, if you're going to do that doing anything, you got to do it with the, like when they're all turning. Like they're in the apartment and they all go to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, man. Oh, we got a green goblin. He's not cute. And then, yeah. All that right up front.
Oh, hello, customer in store I've never seen before.
Hello.
What can I do for you?
I was looking to see if you had any good movies to buy.
At a discounted price?
At a discounted price, of course.
Unfortunately, I don't, but you know what I can get you a discount on? Manscaped. Cheers to 2022 and resolutions you can actually keep. How about having clean and shiny balls all year round? Our sponsors at Manscaped are here to save your balls this year and make the ball drop into 2022 the cleanest and sexiest ever. Set your first New Year's resolution with good intentions and join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and use code HACKTHEMOVIES for 20% off and free shipping. Hello, customer. I believe your name is Tom.
Yes, that is my customer name.
Yes, Tom. How often do you shave your balls?
You know what? I think I need a product to do that.
You don't shave your balls?
Not as often as I should. I don't have the right tool. You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you something. I've been using Manscaped for a while, and I trust no other brand on my balls.
Go on.
I will go on. Tom, it's the new year. New year, new me with the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming. This year, take your package to the next level with their Performance Package 4.0 and brand new Ultra Premium Body Wash. Does that sound good?
My jaw just dropped. 4.0?
Do you know what's in the Performance Package 4.0?
I don't. You might have to enlighten me.
I got you. Inside, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0. This electric trimmer is designed to trim hair on loose skin. The advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts and nicks on your delicate nuts. It also comes equipped with a 4000K LED light that will shine a light to the promised land 2022 looks to be. So now, if you say you can only shave your balls at night and your power goes out, which I'm sure has happened to all of us, get a little flashlight.
That's ingenious.
Right. And also, you know, if you've just like keeps all the spooky ghosts away.
Yeah, you got a flashlight.
This isn't a spooky themed brand deal. Why did I bring up
I mean,
a grooming routine isn't complete without applying Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver before showing off your 2022 self. These unique formulations take care of the smelliest part of your body and are a big boost to your confidence in the new year. Your balls are going to smell great.
Oh, I'm excited now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they smell fine now, but
can you imagine how my balls will smell later?
Yes.
Just imagine it.
I'm imagining it, and I'm very pleased.
You would be.
To complete the set, Manscaped threw in their Shed Travel Bag, if you got to shave on the go.
I like that.
You're out, you're on vacation, you're like, oh man, it's
great time.
Really nice out here. Like, before I hit the beach, let me shave up my balls.
You gotta make sure for your significant other.
Yeah. Or for your own personal confidence.
That too.
And by the way, I know you're very worried about chafing.
I am.
Manscaped has anti-chafing boxer briefs as free gifts to keep all your goodies stored comfortably. And the new product that needs no introduction, the Ultra Premium Body Wash from Manscaped, solves all three for the perfect addition to your daily grooming routine, but in the shower. I shower every day, and I hope you do too. This body wash smells great too. It's cologne infused with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean, nice, and moisturized. Do you feel moisturized? I said that word weird.
Moisturized. Yes.
We should say
yes, I do.
We should say moist more often. You like saying moist?
It is a comfortable word. I can really lay my head on it, just get comfortable.
Do you like moist balls?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Whether your resolution is to work out more or travel to new places, be sure to travel to manscaped.com for our exclusive offer of 20% off and free shipping with the code HACKTHEMOVIES. Cheers to new balls in 2022, Tom.
Cheers. I'm signing up right now.
Cool. And I guess rent a tape while you're at it.
I'll think about it.
So we get introduced to the main bad guy. Well, one of the main bad guys. What's his name?
Sho'nuff.
Yeah. Who's the baddest?
Sho'nuff.
Who's the best looking?
Sho'nuff.
Who is the Shogun of Harlem?
Sho'nuff. What was the last one? I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah. I forget the last one.
I can't hear you.
Sho'nuff.
Yes.
I thought it was a different thing I had to say.
No.
Anyway.
He says I can't.
Sorry.
I can't hear you.
I love Sho'nuff.
No, he's a great actor.
Yeah,
Also sad, I went to see what else he was in and learned that he passed in 2008.
he did. And actually, speaking of him, he didn't know martial arts when he accepted the role,
Oh.
but they loved his, like when he auditioned, his performance and stuff. And what made this harder is he was like 7 foot tall or something. So
Yeah, he's a giant.
they couldn't get a stuntman for him. So he had to learn martial arts during the whole movie.
He is a real life Bushido Brown.
Sure.
You've never seen the Boondocks? Actually, that doesn't surprise me.
No, I have seen the Boondocks. I just didn't watch it a lot. And I don't know any of the characters' names.
Is it possible that we can talk about tapes and just do all of the Boondocks? Legitimately asking.
I mean, I'll see. I'll see what we can do. How many
comments.
seasons is it?
Okay, so there's technically 4. We don't talk about the 4th one.
Okay.
Like the 4th one, they lost the original director, and then the person who took over said, "Hey, black people, but they're slaves. That's funny." It's really.
You didn't watch my interview with the vampire episode, but I made a very bold statement.
Okay.
I'm against slavery. Thought it was out of line.
Oh, that is very brave of you to state.
Thank you.
Especially on such a public forum as Hack the Movies.
And you know what, Tim? I don't care if that's controversial for some people and I lose some fans. I stand by what I said.
You know what? And I'm glad you stand by your beliefs.
Thank you.
You hold that torch.
Thank you.
And I'll let them know where you're at. He's in here.
What the fuck? So Sho'nuff. He's there,
Sho'nuff.
and he's awesome, and he just wants to interrupt the movie, I guess. And he's talking about how badass he is. And you're right, a kid's like, Bruce Leroy can beat you up. And he's like, who the hell's Bruce Leroy?
Yeah. Oh, this is the thing that annoyed me. He had no idea who Bruce Leroy was. And then he sees him, and then his gang is like, he's the only one preventing Sho'nuff from being master. You didn't know who he was just a
I don't
second
think
ago.
he knew the nickname. But then when he saw him, he knew it was Leroy Green.
That came out of nowhere, dude.
Yeah.
Literally out of nowhere. Like, you just said you don't know who he is.
And they said, he's like, they say you're awesome. They say you can catch bullets with your teeth. And he really wants to fight Leroy, and Leroy will not fight him.
I just want to say, that line, catch bullets with your teeth, I pogged. And you know why I pogged later on.
Yes.
But I pogged. I legitimately... Yeah, I got hype. I'm like in the office, just like, but you know.
How do you think I was when I was like 5 watching this? I'm like, do you really think he can catch it?
Yeah, but it makes sense for a 5-year-old to be.
Whoa.
5-year-old.
It's a real Johanna move there, hitting the microphone.
Listen, man, I get excited. I talk with my hands. I'm expression.
So
I'm expressive. Expressive.
yes,
Figured it out.
I love when Sho'nuff is just bragging, and then just 2 fat guys with the worst facial hair are like, "Shut up!"
Yeah.
He's like, "Fight me!" And then the whole theater wants to fight him.
They all came out of nowhere. Then the double stomp boombox dude,
Yeah.
he came out first. I'm like, yo, we gonna get it. And I just want you to know, this is how people always get their partners hurt. Beat him up, baby. Starts getting duffed, head bashed into the stage.
The girlfriend's like,
Don't
"Beat him
hurt
up."
the first, baby. And then she just throw him out. She's like, ooh, like you egged your man on.
Dude, I had a girlfriend who tried to do that to me all the time.
Why? Why did
I don't know. She wanted me to get into fights at bars. I'm like, I'm not fighting these dudes.
I mean, I get it. I mean, that's the whole reason why. Can we jump ahead and spoil a bit?
Okay.
I'll do my. That's the whole reason why the love scenario in this whole movie happens, because defend it successfully, and it's like, oh, you're everything I need. Yeah, I get it, but it's just stop pressuring.
There's
people to do that.
defending, but I literally had a girlfriend who wanted me to get into fights.
Just like run up and hey, go hit him with the bottle.
She's like, this guy said this to me, and I told him this. I'm like, oh, good, you took care of it, because I am a feminist. I'm glad that you took care of that on your own. And she would get mad that I didn't want to go fight the guy. And I'm like, have you seen me? I don't know if I'm going to win any fights later.
How dare you not have raging testosterone? No toxic masculinity in 2022?
I didn't.
Wow.
Well, this was back in like 2011.
Even then.
Yeah, it turns out she just had anger issues. I had to stop her from fighting people. It was a whole thing.
Or you egg her on and just take out your phone and yell World Star.
World Star wasn't a thing yet, or I wasn't aware of it.
I'm pretty sure it was a thing.
In 2011?
Yeah, it was a thing for a while.
I probably wasn't aware of it. I wasn't aware of that till like 2014.
I'm not surprised to hear that.
Is World Star still a thing?
I actually don't know. I imagine it's still around, but probably not as
I haven't
popular.
heard anyone yell it recently.
It was memes before memes were memes.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what
There was a period of time where I was watching action movies and just screaming World Star during the fight scene.
I mean, see, look at you. You know the meme.
Yeah, I know the meme. I'm aware of the meme.
World Star.
World Star.
World Star.
I know some people who ended up on World Star. Anyway.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh, it was called World Star Hip Hop, and I've only ever saw
It was
fights.
World Star Hip Hop, and they just had a section where it was videos and fights and girls twerking. I think it was also twerking before it was twerking.
Really?
I believe it was dated that far back.
Huh.
I am old.
So,
Jesus.
Leroy leaves the theater. He's like, you guys can fight. I'm out. And this upsets Sho'nuff. But then we cut to the other bad guys. One of them is
Who we don't know is a bad guy right now. At least at this point,
You don't
he just
know
looks
they're a bad
like goofy, get rich quick scheme guy.
So we meet Rocky, played by Martin Starr, who was in Dumb and Dumber. Did you ever see Dumb and Dumber?
Actually, yes,
Yeah.
but vaguely.
He's the hitman that's like trying to like kill them for the guy, and then they mess up his heart medicine.
Yeah,
they accidentally kill. That's
okay.
him.
Yeah.
He's in a ton of stuff. He's in Ed Wood. Yeah, you see this guy in a lot of things, but he has. So there's a freezer in the wall of this office with like pork, and then he puts it in a tank with a thing in it.
We never find this out.
We never find out.
He even said, like, later on, he's like, oh, you want me to take care of it, boss? Oh, yeah, do the thing. And we don't see it, nothing.
At first, I thought it was piranhas, but then they said it's just one thing.
Yeah.
So we never actually see what's in the tank, but it eats things pretty roughly.
And there's a scene later on when we get there, but I am mad. I'm mad about this. You clearly set a precedent, and then...
I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
I know
all
what you're talking
right.
about.
It gets annoying.
So yeah, we meet Eddie Arkadian, who's the main bad guy. He has a lot of arcades and jukeboxes that play like film strips and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he's excited because his girlfriend Angela,
The worst character in this. Second worst character in this movie.
she is supposed to be like Cyndi Lauper and Madonna. Like she's supposed to be like this manufactured pop star.
Yeah.
He wants the show to play her music video on it, and they're gonna wine and dine the host of the show, Laura, played by Vanity, which was Prince's protege.
Wine and dine. Like,
Yeah. Well, at this point, he's whining and dining.
okay.
Bribing. But yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, he's bribing. At this point, it's shady, but not like evil.
Right.
Yeah, so he wants to bribe her, and they're excited, and then everyone dances to a music video. The Feel the Beat of the Rhythm of the Night.
Yeah, there was a whole
By DeBarge.
like 2 minutes of this movie was just Rhythm of the Night, which, don't get me wrong, I don't mind. That song is a banger. But
It is.
geez, just that. And also, that reminded
Remember,
me,
they're trying to sell a soundtrack in
Yeah.
addition to a movie.
this made me realize how bad 80s music videos are. It's always just them. This is an 80s music video.
Jessica, play a MIDI of Rhythm of the Night.
And then every once in a while, they
The 80s Rhythm of the Night, not the 90s. It's the rhythm. Not that one.
Yeah, no,
the
no, no,
80s
no.
one by DeBarge.
Yeah, it's the rhythm. That's a Black Eyed Peas, right? I feel like it is.
They did a remix afterwards. I
Okay,
forget who
okay.
it was in the 90s.
Got you.
yeah.
But yeah, no, 80s one. And yeah, that's all the music video is them just dancing. And then they'll swap to a group of people dancing and then it's back to them just looking directly into the camera. Nothing but
Yeah.
a head. And it's just, why?
I love 80s
And
videos, man.
It made me think of Michael Jackson's, not Billie Jean. It's one of his music videos, but he's basically We can feel that. I can't think of this exact song, but it's basically him dancing and green screen and him just floating around the stage in space. And it's just like, y'all don't put any effort in.
Did you ever see, I was talking about this the other day with a friend of mine. Is Beat It the video where it's the gangs fighting?
Yes.
Okay. I think it was the channel Fat Awesome. I'm not sure. But someone did a video where it was like a skit of like two guys hiding in a warehouse. They're like, what are we doing here? He's like, watch, they come every week. And it's the video to Beat It, but they took out all the music and put in the real audio of what would actually happen. So it's like, it's just sneakers. It's sneakers like skidding on the floor.
Yes.
And then like,
yes. Big fan of that. Big fan of that.
Check that
Also,
out.
side note, Billie Jean, one of the best music videos of Michael Jackson's catalog. That's a great video. I know it's older, but it just that one works. I love
Michael
the
Jackson
Jackson.
got his start. Barry Gordy.
Thank you, Barry Gordy.
And then
Maybe not so much with his dad. We'll talk about that another time.
who's
though.
Barry Gordy's was it his son or something? You know that song I always feel like somebody's watching
Oh, yeah.
me. So that is Barry Gordy's son or some relative.
I didn't know that.
I think that's his only hit, and Michael Jackson does that part in the song, but it's because Barry Gordy was like, Michael, will you please be in this song?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's lip syncing to a new level.
Well, no. Michael Jackson only sang that part.
I don't care.
What's his face
Was he
sang all the
credited?
rest? He might have been, yeah. It might have been like featuring.
Okay,
Michael
if
Jackson
it's canceled, I mean, wow, what?
cancel credited. Keep in mind, Michael Jackson. They have tried to cancel him even years after his death, but he was
Yeah.
credited.
We appreciate that.
So also the LMFAO guys, one of them is related to Barry Gordy. So that's how we got Party Rockers, nepotism.
Is it the guy with the big hair?
I can't remember which one.
I want to say it's the guy with the big hair.
Probably was. Anyway,
That's my guess.
so Vanity is in the back getting ready for her performance, and William H. Macy shows up. Which so a few years back, this movie was on TV, and I'm like, oh, Last Dragon, I haven't seen this in a while. And I saw William H. Macy, and I'm like, holy shit, I forgot it's his only scene in the movie. But he's like, you know who that is, right?
Yeah.
The star of Shameless. It's a really popular show. He's
Yeah.
in Jurassic Park 3.
I hated Jurassic Park. Dinosaurs scared me as a kid, so I never watched it.
You've never seen it?
I've never gone back and watched it up.
But you have seen it.
I've seen Jurassic Park 1, not the rest.
You know
'Cause
what?
as a kid,
You know
I was
what?
just scared.
Good for you. As much as I like some of the sequels, they are totally unnecessary.
I mean, but Jeff
the first one
Goldblum,
is the
man.
only one you need.
But Jeff Goldblum,
You're right. Well, we have Jurassic Park movies here. So.
I'll check him out one
There's
time.
a stack of dinosaurs.
I'm sure
over
I could just turn on TV on TNT or something and find it.
That's true. That's true. Anyway.
Or AMC Theater.
So William H. Macy's there, and he's like, you gotta take this meeting with Arkadian. She's like, I'm booked for 4 weeks. I don't know why Vanity or Laura cares. She should be like, how much is he paying? Yeah, we'll bump one of these acts and put his girlfriend
Always
in
talk about the money. Bump out the lowest price.
it. Yeah. She's not a good businesswoman. You know what else she's not good at?
Hiring bodyguards,
Well,
dancing.
Dancing. Okay, yeah, I have it
Dude,
here.
what was she doing?
Yeah, she comes down and like her dance is terrible. I found a place. I finally found a place.
I don't know what it was.
What is this? It's so bad.
Can someone get Powerline to teach her how to do something?
The rest of the dancing in the movie
Even
is not
Goofy
that.
danced better than her.
Huh?
Goofy, like doing the final cast or something like that.
Yeah, but like the rest of the movie has decent dancing. Why was hers so bad?
And it was like 3 minutes of this mess.
Yeah, it was a while. It was a while. I dug the song, but the whole like.
Did you see the look on her face? Even she was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Is this okay? Someone tell me this is okay. Like there was stress, fear, concern, worry, sadness, a little bit of happiness, and then suddenly a quick shock back to reality that I am making a mess of myself.
I will say, outside of acting, outside of dancing, her acting's okay in this movie.
yeah, it was solid. Actually, I'll put her like on the.
I need to go back and watch Action Jackson with Carl Weathers. She's in that.
Oh, wait a minute. That sounds familiar. Action. Where am I? I feel like I'm thinking of a show from Nickelodeon. I don't know.
It might be, but the Carl Weathers movie, Action Jackson's pretty good. I feel like that one's pretty underrated. I need to watch it.
I will.
Was it a movie that I just liked as a kid and then I get older? I'm like, this movie's kind of stupid. I don't know. I'll rewatch it and get back to you.
I hope not. That's what I was saying earlier. Like that adult cynicism point of view can just ruin things.
Yeah, there are some movies that I come back to and I'm like, oof.
Why did I like this?
Why did I like that? Indeed, yeah.
Kids are pure, man.
Yeah. So outside, Laura and Leroy, they cross paths and they're super into each other.
One was super into the other.
Yeah, they were both given the eyes
there was
to each other. Yeah.
And come on, man. How many times did she bite her lip?
She bites her lip a lot. But that's okay. They're about to see each other again because it turns out she turned down the meeting. So Eddie had his gang out there to get her.
Yeah.
She tries to break out of the car and Leroy shows up and karates them.
No, do not gloss over this. Leroy shows up after she drove off in her car and he was there. Is he stalking her?
I don't think she got very far.
No,
I think
that was a good trip. That was at least 2 blocks in a car. He's not going to be right there.
Well, he's also very fast.
He's
like Sonic. He's very fast.
First of all, he'd be Shadow. All right, Martin Luther King Day is just yesterday. I need you to stop disrespecting him.
What are you the one who said it?
No, I'm saying don't. He would be Shadow.
He would be Shadow.
He would be Shadow.
Okay.
He'd be Shadow.
Okay. I don't really know much about Sonic.
You're not missing much.
Does Shadow have a gun? Is he the one with the gun?
Shadow does have a gun in the game, yes. And Sonic also says "damn."
And it looks like a real gun too.
It's an actual.
I thought that was like a mod or something, and then I found out that was real.
No, Shadow the Hedgehog. He is fighting between the U.S. Army, well, whatever army, government army there, and space aliens.
And they just gave him a legit gun.
And they give him a gun, a lot of guns, and a motorcycle.
I'm trying to picture like.
Ironically, we got something. Anyway.
No. I'm trying to picture like real quick. I'm trying to picture like Mario with like. Just like brass knuckles. Like I can't picture.
I mean, Mario and Rabbids, he used a blaster,
but it didn't look like a real gun.
No, it was definitely it looked like a sock and bopper.
You're right. Anyway, Leroy does his kung fu and he beats the shit out of all those guys
after stalking his crush. Yes. All right.
Then
just establishing that.
Yes, he helps her gather her things, and then he disappears like Batman for some reason. Yeah,
for no reason.
But what did he leave behind?
Wait, actually, before we go that far. He like threw the dude, like folded him over into the windowsill.
Yeah.
And the guy wakes up and is like, how did I get here? Dude, you saw him just fold you over.
That's true.
Like he went to go throw him through like there was glass and it was just like, That was it. There was a severe lack of emphasis here.
I can't tell if he's, all right, so Leroy does something. They made a conscious choice to do this. He doesn't use contractions when he speaks. So instead of can't, he'll be like, I cannot.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
They did not harm me.
I don't know why. I forget why they made him do that, but I was thinking about it. Storm in the X-Men cartoon in the 90s did the same thing.
I wonder if it's something... I wouldn't know this for sure. I'm sure there's some research done. But I'm wondering if it's like, speaking like that gives a certain perception that they want the viewer to have.
Yeah, I don't know.
So instead of saying it's not, it is not, it makes them sound more proper or, for lack of a better word, ignorant of the world around them. Does that make sense?
Maybe. I don't know.
I
was thinking of like what other characters I know who did that. I was like Storm and X-Men. There was like the two that I could think of.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was an interesting comparison. I don't know why they did it. He leaves his medallion behind.
He does.
From Bruce Lee.
Medallion.
Which breaks in half now? I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't look like it did, but it's not broken in half. It's more like a puzzle piece.
Yeah. And then later on, there's like a strap on it, which I don't think was on it before.
No, I think she made it a metal.
Oh, okay. So we get to hear Angela's singing.
Which I'm going to say is not that bad. The music she was making, the music videos, was very much of the time. Was it the best? No.
They were a lot like Cyndi Lauper's music videos.
Yeah.
If you ever seen any of hers, yeah, they're a lot like that.
If YouTube was around, she'd be a cult hit.
She would.
I don't understand.
Actually, her and the guy who plays Eddie Arkadian, they do a lot of voice work for like video games and cartoons.
Oh, do they? Yeah. I can see it.
Yeah.
Angela's voice is grating.
Yeah. But I can see how you can shape that voice and have her do other characters and whatnot.
Oh my God, Eddie.
But yeah, Eddie's like real pissed that Lara got away. And he's just like, don't bug me. Fix your face. I'm gonna start saying that randomly now. Oh, bud, fix her face.
I mean, I just felt personally attacked. I didn't know why.
So the henchmen come in and they have to explain why Lara's not there. What's the reason for her not being there?
At 29:29 of the movie Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon, for some reason, the guys who tried to kidnap Laura are like, they're describing why did they not get the girl? Well, there were these big guys, husky guys, violent guys, these big, and then the guy who was initially explaining the clear leader gets cut off by the Ed of the group and goes, black guys! And then the awkward part, he looks at the only other black guy in their group, like, come on, man, back me up. And of course, now you got this guy being put in a bad position, and he has to say, well, damn, I guess I just gotta follow suit. Yeah, with chains. And now I'm sitting there, literally, this is my reaction. I get it, code switching, I get it. Man, does that grinds my gears.
I thought it was pretty funny. It reminded me of
black guys.
It reminded me of that scene in Tommy Boy where the security guard, like they come in pretending to be like terrorists, and the security guard gives up and throws them the gun and just does nothing. But then when he's being interviewed for the camera later on, he's like, yes, and I tried to stop them, and after I was beat many, many times on the back of the head. Like, this is clearly lying.
You were beat many times on the back of the head, but you remember this entirely? Okay, that makes sense. I can see that happening.
But I like that. We're like, yeah, there's actually a Batman comic that does this too. Batman Year One, this crooked cop is talking about his interaction with the Batman. And he's like totally exaggerating. He's like, oh, he was giant and this happened, but then the pictures are showing you what really happened, and he just got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that.
It's pretty.
I thought it was
black
funny.
Guys.
Leroy is dressed like Bruce Lee back at his dojo. He apparently has a dojo.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he's wearing the yellow with the black stripe. Which
isn't he like 17?
He's around that age, I think.
Isn't his family barely struggling with like a pizza shop?
No, I think their pizza shop's doing well.
Oh, all right. So you think they gave him his own dojo?
I think he's a self-made man.
Can you do that at the age of 17 in New York in 1985?
He might be older than 17.
But I'm pretty sure they said he was 17. Am I wrong? I could be
wrong. Or maybe
wrong.
he teaches at the dojo and someone else owns it. Maybe his master owns that dojo.
I think it was said that was his dojo. Like, those are his students.
Well, he's teaching.
All right.
And Uma Thurman would end up wearing this outfit in Kill Bill years later.
You do, I confess. You just like
what?
Uma Thurman, and I can't get you out of my head.
What?
Uma Thurman.
What was that?
Uma Thurman.
Was that a song?
Yes.
Called Uma Thurman?
Mm-hmm.
I never heard it.
Fall Out Boy.
How do you know more about Fallout? How do I know a lot about The Last Dragon and you know Fall Out Boy?
Alternate realities, man. we in HTMU. I like the movies universe. I don't know.
Anyway, one of his students, I think his name is Johnny. He has his
Johnny U.
Johnny U.
Don't disrespect Johnny U.
He has his own fighting style, which is to just scream, and it's not effective. He gets his ass kicked.
This is the funniest scene in the entire movie.
Okay.
Well, second. There's another one that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But this man has the finest sounds. And I get it. He said be confident, do a little bit of moves, and you'll do anything. And that sound, that guttural mating sound he does at the beginning. I'm like, I watched it back like 6 times. Are you actually doing that? I'm looking at his mouth trying to see, and I think he's actually doing it. And then he does all this, kicks in the air and all that, does the pose. And dude just roundhouse kicks him and knocks him out, and I died laughing. I am on the ground.
Yeah.
That is anybody on Twitter trying to win an argument.
So Sho'nuff shows up. He's like, I heard we can have lessons.
Can I ask real quick?
Yeah.
Everybody finds everybody in this movie seemingly relatively too easy. Like, everyone just seems to know where everyone is at all the time. Besides cops. of all the stuff that's been happening.
The cops are just not around.
In New York.
In New York.
I refuse to believe that it was just something I noticed. Like, where the hell are the cops? I'm not even saying they'll arrest the bad guys or whatever, but y'all gotta at least hear violence or people screaming and all that,
it's
right?
weird we don't hear sirens at any point.
like when Laura's being attacked, there are cars going on in the background. No one sees this.
That's New York.
Cell phones don't exist. I don't think cell phones exist. in
Look.
1985.
It's New York in the 80s. You don't know who's packing. Just keep driving.
No, man, turn around, go in your car, be a hero.
No, don't be a hero.
Y'all don't believe in Spider-Man? Spider-Man comics were out.
Spider-Man had radioactive blood and super strength.
No, everyone can be a hero. Did you not read the tagline of Spider-Man PS4?
Everyone can be a hero, but not everyone has spider blood that can make them super strong.
No, but everyone can be a hero. At least call 911. Well, yeah, find a payphone or something. I don't know. Drive your car into them.
I'm just going to keep driving and hope for the best. Keep driving and hope for the best.
Yeah, you know what's sad about that? I've heard stories of people who say, oh, I'm going to help, and then they get sued by the person that they ended up helping against, like the perpetrator, and they end up getting in trouble. So I get it.
Oh, with, that happens a lot with domestic abuse, domestic cases.
I mean, not even that. Like, the last story I heard was somebody in a bar and girls being harassed. Guy went up and helped them, and the guy that he beat up that was harassing the girl ended up suing him for assault or whatever, and got in huge trouble. So he said, "I'm never helping anybody again." And I'm like, "Dang!" But I get it.
Don't help anyone except me. Help me.
You're in New York, man. Be like Spider-Man. I want to be like Spider-Man. I can be like Spider-Man.
Sometimes you can just watch. The one time I was in New York, did I tell this on the show? No. The one time I was in New York, I was helping my friend with a party in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And I went out to buy some supplies, and these two guys got into a fight. And the one literally picked up his bicycle and started using it as a weapon.
I mean, if it's a street fight, you do whatever you can.
Yeah, I sat across.
You think I just carried this for no? This is actually, please.
I sat across the street and I stopped for a second because I wanted to see where the fight went. But I guess the bike scared the other guy and the fight fizzled out. I'm like, oh man, I was hoping.
Listen, if you were fighting somebody who was crazy enough to pick up a bike as a weapon, would you stay there?
Well, I was across the street.
But I'm saying, if you were in the fight.
Oh, if I was in the fight,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they just really said, listen, you. Are you staying there?
I don't even know what caused the fight. Like, why did they...
That cause does not matter. You have a bike being wielded. Are you staying?
Now, you're saying you're driving and you see someone about to get hit with a bike, you're going to stop and be a hero?
I mean, I at least call 911. I got cell phones nowadays. That's my hero indeed.
Nah, we just let that work itself out. Just keep trying. Again, unless it's me. Stop to help me.
Oh.
But everyone else.
Okay.
And you. I'll make an exception for you. Keep driving if it's Johanna. Just keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, honestly, maybe even drive your car into it. Help them out.
Yeah, drive faster. That's what she gets for being
like
mean to me.
she's probably assaulting them, let's be honest.
You're probably helping the other people. Anyway. So Sho'nuff. We teach a lot of valuable lessons on the show, like don't help anyone and always show up to hurt your friend.
Yes.
It's a family show.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
We teach nothing but quality education here on half the movies.
So
Universe.
Sho'nuff is intimidating Leroy.
Yes.
He's getting his ladies to smack talk him, and Leroy almost snaps. But then he collects himself.
Yeah, which is bullshit. That pissed me off. No, dude, he is threatening your students. He is up in
Not
your
yet.
place.
At this point, they're just making fun of him.
No, they are there clearly intimidated.
Well,
And I get that he's trying to show them a lesson, but no, you need to stand up and do something.
Kiss my Converse. I like that line. That line was funny.
First of all, who the hell is Converse is trash. I wore Converse. They have terrible foot support.
There are people in this office that wear Converse.
All right, they make bad foot decisions.
Whoa!
They are terrible for your feet. They hurt, even casually. And I made the mistake of wearing them during a convention. My feet were so sore.
Look. I'm a big First Amendment guy, freedom of expression. You guys wear whatever you want, as long as it's a piece of Hack the Movies merchandise, okay? So
You whatever you want.
you can wear Converse, but you better get one of those Hack the Movie socks to go along with the
Do
Converse.
it. And whatever it is, you press it against the gas pedal when you see Johanna
When you see
attacking
Johanna.
people. You just...
And don't be scared of Johanna. She might have a knife, but she doesn't know how to use it. We learned that a couple episodes ago.
Oh, no, she's fragile.
Anyway,
Hi, Johanna.
yeah, so the shouting guy, Johnny Yu, goes to interfere, and he does his shouting stuff, and once again, it is not very effective. You think you would have learned from 5 minutes ago that doesn't work. So Sho'nuff, to save his life, goes to kiss his Converse, and he ends up getting kicked in the face.
Yeah, they actually threatened to snap Johnny U's neck.
Oh, they're ready to kill him.
Yeah, actual murder.
What do you think the Sho'nuff and his gang just do for money or during the day? Like,
I don't know.
what is it?
Oh, wait, we glossed over a part when they were trying to antagonize him to actually fighting him before they got Johnny
I
Yu
said
came out.
that.
The women?
Yeah, and then you
Oh,
said
did
it
you?
was bullshit.
Oh, you know what? I got distracted. Yeah, you did. All right, that's my fault.
Yeah.
The women scene was weird.
What?
The women scene because he said get them girls and they just like a can one lesson. Suddenly I'm a martial arts master.
Yeah.
I got short legs. I can only do but so much, people. But I'm trying. Okay, just understand.
Don't
But
get
it
too
was-
far from the mic.
I'm trying.
That's too close now.
I'm confused.
You can't be like here. You got to be.
I'm very scared.
You can move it if you want.
Things are happening.
Anyway,
But yeah, no, they took one can lesson and
Yeah.
they got to a point where I'm just, y'all are whack. And then the one girl just duffed him and he went straight attack mode. And that part was cool.
Yeah.
And then that's when Johnny Yu came up and
yeah.
yeah.
And then the next day we meet Leroy's family, which consists of Papa-san, Mama-san, and then the baby that has 3 names.
Yeah, that was sad.
There was White Lotus.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that is like there are nicknames. There is no such thing as a black kid not knowing their name. I don't know what that was. Call CPS.
Okay.
I'm like, what? And she was only in there for once because, unfortunately, the worst character in this whole movie also debuts here. Richie.
Okay, thank you. I hate it, Richie.
Richie is garbage.
Richie's an asshole.
His entire point is just roasting Leroy, which don't get me wrong, he kind of has some zingers. But dude is a jackass. I am not a fan of Richie.
It's like he doesn't talk to babes. He's dressed up like a weirdo. People talk.
You weird, man. You weird.
Yeah.
I'm just like...
And Richie's excited because he wants to win a date with Lara.
There is comeuppance later on that makes me so happy.
Which Richie's an idiot. He's not winning that.
I hate Richie's like, what, 12, 13 maybe?
Something like that.
Like, he's a kid.
And like, it's so funny. Like, Leroy is the black sheep of his family.
I mean, he's weird.
Yeah, but he doesn't talk like them or anything. He doesn't act like them. I want to know more. Like,
At least his parents accept him.
yeah, they accept him. They're very accepting
Mom.
because. Oh, anyway.
I'm sorry, I'm expressing. I'm kidding.
Anyway, I like that the dad's like, hey, people thought I was weird. I opened up a pizza place.
Yeah, he called himself out. Black
Yeah.
man with a pizza shop.
Yeah.
There he is,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
thriving. I don't know. I mean,
As an ambassador of the Italian people,
okay.
and possibly a black man himself, the jury's still out. I bless Mr. Green's pizza place, and I hope it thrives.
I got caught up on the jury still out. Like, if you and I opened up the shop, then we can make a point. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later.
Tony.
I really want a pizza plate. The logo is just us like holding hands like Predator style.
No, it's the meme where it's the black hand and the right hand all muscly.
Yeah, that's from Predator.
Oh, is that from Predator?
Yeah, 'cause-
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
When Arnold and Carl Weathers meet each other in Predator, he goes, "You son of a bitch," and then they shake hands. But since they're muscle bound, they're like that.
Why do I feel like it's from a different movie?
No, it's from that. It's from Predator.
All right, then.
Anyway,
I'll take your word for it. You're the movie buff. You're smarter than me.
Yeah.
I know Yu-Gi-Oh. Want to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh? Dark Magician?
I think a Yu-Gi-Oh magazine or something around here. I don't know shit about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Hey, if you got it, you better show that to me.
I will look for it. I got to go through my old film magazines and figure out which ones I want to play.
I
Anyway,
appreciate that.
so Lara, she's got the video playing. It's like, you can win a date with me, and Richie's excited. But Leroy sees it, and he realizes she might have his medallion. And he's like, she has something that I need. And Richie's like, yeah, she's got something I need, or whatever. What a dick. He's such a dick.
I hate Richie. Like, everything I know, she has something I need, but she don't want you. Just shut up.
Yeah.
All right, can you just backhand him? You act like Leroy can't kill you.
Yeah. And Leroy wants to figure out where she is.
Yeah.
Even though he was at the studio that she came out of, he could probably figure it out. But anyway,
Everybody else did.
yeah, Richie is
Hey,
like,
I've been kidnapped from this place 4 times. Let me just go back there the 5th. It's just
so Richie's like, I'll get you in if you carry me on your shoulders and rap. And Leroy cannot rap.
you want to talk about your brother being weird, and then your first demand is making him let you ride on his shoulders.
That's a dominance thing.
But
yeah.
that's dominance. That's
Or
weird.
humiliation.
That's weird.
yeah.
I'm not. Nah.
But we don't have time to dwell on that because Laura is kidnapped by Eddie's guys. Again, she gets kidnapped a lot.
I don't know why she thinks that sound check would happen outside the studio.
Yeah, that was very bizarre. That was very bizarre. They force her to watch Angela's shitty music video about dirty books. What about like porn mags, I guess?
Yeah.
It's like dirty books, and it's not.
Was it?
very
I thought it was Dirty Boy. I couldn't tell.
I think it was dirty books.
Her
Dirty
voice
Books.
was grating. She tried her
I
best.
thought it was great. But yeah, she's like not enjoying it, and Eddie's making her watch. And then he's like, "So what do you think? You gonna play it on your show?" And she's like, "No, I don't know why."
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No. Then it was. I don't think you heard me.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I'm like, oh wait a minute, this dude is actually kind of a menacing villain. I thought he was just a goofball.
No, he's the bad guy.
Yeah, we learned this throughout. Dude gets serious.
Oh yeah,
But
he
up
gets
until
really-
that moment, I thought he was just a goofball. He just wanted his wife to be famous. But no, he had a whole nefarious plan.
Yeah.
And dude gets violent and kind of intimidating. He's like a discount penguin or kingpin.
Yeah. And they kind of hinted to it earlier, but Rocky, his like main guy, was like a boxer he was trying to build up that failed. So now Angela's like his new thing he's trying to build up.
Yeah.
He just wants to be people's agents, even though he has a successful arcade business. Just seems like he likes being a bad guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're saved by a ninja. Who could this ninja be?
How did he find them? Oh yeah. This part actually confused me for a bit. Where suddenly a ninja comes in, it's like, what the heck is going on? And I remember that when the truck drove off, they dropped something that had his name, Eddie Arkadian.
Yeah.
So I guess he just saw that, was like, oh, this is where they're at. So I guess he Googled or not.
Yes, he Googled. In 1985, he Googled.
He white page, yellow page. Man, I am throwing myself back.
He called an Uber and got over there.
You got over there somehow. Yeah, that's another question. How far did they drive? If they went across the bridge, he got there, BS. But, you know, they're never going to give us that, so we're never going to know.
No.
It's like the town of South Park. You never know where things are laid out at.
Oh, yeah, it's constantly changing. But anyway, he comes in, he kicks everyone's ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh!
Yeah. So here is what you were talking about. Like,
Yes!
he's fighting Eddie, and he's like, hot head needs cool water or something. And
He definitely heard that from his master.
yeah, he puts his head in the water, in the tank, and I don't think Leroy knew that there was a monster in there. So
I was expecting to see face ripped off.
like, "Rah!"
Yes.
Yeah, it's weird. They never, it's like hinted at here. They show what it does. They hinted at here, but it never comes back in the third act. You think like the third act, it would like
Be something.
eat Sho'nuff or something. I don't know.
I was expecting it towards the last scene, like it's several parts, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We'll get there. But I was expecting it sometime there, but no, that's literally the last time we see it.
Especially in that final fight, there is like a tank of water that someone's being dipped into. And I'm like, oh, it must be. No, it's not in there.
No, we never know what it is.
Yeah, so they get out of there. Lara gives him his amulet back.
There's probably a giant spider.
Yes. Like in, what's his face before he left WWE?
Yeah, you got it.
That was sad. Anyway.
So, giant tank, everyone gets out.
Yeah. Leroy's bad with women.
Terrible.
And she's like dropping.
Oh, is this Corvette scene?
This isn't the Corvette scene.
Oh, okay.
No. But this scene, it's back at her place. She's like dropping.
Oh, yeah.
She's dropping hints left and right. He's like, what?
Yeah, this is like second or third time she's biting her lip.
Yeah. But he needs this coin. Yeah, he needs the amulet.
Is that sexy? Is that hot?
Was that hot for you guys?
y'all let me know. Is that doing that for y'all? I'm married. All right, I just want to say this. All right, so he works for somebody.
Oh, don't say. Oh, now your simps are leaving.
Oh,
Look, they're leaving the chat right now.
would I have a simp though? Would I have a simp?
I don't know. I feel like everyone on the show has simps but me. So.
Well, yeah, everybody hates you.
Wow.
Is that not the thing?
Tim's last episode, everyone.
I mean, it was nice while it lasted.
They hate me because they ain't me. Thank you. Anyway, so he has to go meet the new master, Some Dumb Goy, I think was the name of the thing.
Some dumb goy, yeah.
Yes. And outside we see 3 guys just singing, what is it?
I forget what song
Saki
it
to me, Saki to you.
This is the
Saki.
Asian guy being black stereotype. It was really bad.
I thought it was hilarious.
In a good way.
By the way, the behind the scenes, the 2 of the guys are in the behind the scenes. They were like so excited. They're like, yeah, it was fun to play against type. I had a lot of fun with it.
It's
literally switched.
At the same time, he plays right into it in a part of this. Like later on, Leroy is there with the hat, the Raiden hat. Yeah. And, he said, let me say it in a language you can understand. And he takes the hat, he puts it on. He says, you go now, choppy. What? The one guy, I like the one guy's just sheer shirt where you can just see underneath. Like, oh, yeah, that was hot. That was a lot of nipple. I'm like, oh, this man is just all out there.
That's what they do all day. They sell fortune cookies, just dance outside.
I tried that once.
Out of
a sheer shirt. Not
a sheer shirt. I thought, you tried a sheer shirt. How was that?
Lack of confidence.
Okay.
It didn't work. It didn't stay.
No.
But I tried it. There was an attempt.
I don't think I could do it.
I know I can't.
Yeah. To be funny.
I'm about 100 pounds off from being able to do that.
Look. I do it to be funny and get laughs, but if I was like to put on a sheer shirt, I'm not thinking like the ladies are gonna dig this. I'm like, this is a terrible mistake.
Nah, I was doing it for a pure thing of fashion. Like, I can do this. I also tried to wear pink one time. I am not a pink guy.
I wear pink occasionally.
Well, you have the skin for it.
I guess
that's not even a hit. Like, you have the skin for it. I don't have the skin for it. So,
I guess I do.
I'm too dark. It just looked weird, and I'm like, nah, I'm never doing this again.
It
was at that whole step where suddenly every guy was wearing pink. You remember that?
Yeah, I feel like every few years it comes back.
I don't know when I've seen that last, but yeah, it was in that era where I've done it, and I'm like, I tried to be confident. But.
Well, if you ever want to try it again, the Tony Peak shirt.
We'll go to the beach.
No, not Tony Peaks, the twerk the booty shirt on my store.
No, I'm not doing that. No.
It's pink. Though.
I don't care.
Okay.
Stop it. We can do a beach episode.
We can.
I'll do it with you then. Okay. Only if we get little umbrellas in our drinks, though.
Yes.
All right.
Done. Okay, so.
You hear that? A second episode for Tim. Let's go.
So they don't want to introduce him to the master, and they kick him out. Sho'nuff goes to Green's pizza place because he wants to fight Leroy, and he just starts beating up the place. They just trash it.
Yeah. First of all, he finds out that he went there because his dad's name is Leroy. This is when I learned that he's a junior. I'm like, oh, okay. That's cool. So he gets there, like, where's he at? Oh, you mean junior? Yeah, junior. Oh, well, I wouldn't tell you if I knew. And then, of course, Black Mom has to say, you better leave my baby alone. So I throw in pizza dough and all this stuff at him. And he's like, you know what? Screw this place. And they just destroy everything. Literally, snap tables. They break barricades.
Throw Richie into a trash can.
They dumps him. Again, another Hey on a reference. Dumpster day.
I love, like, as they're leaving, you think they're done, and then the one guy just kicks the door and
they do a lot of heel kicks in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot of heel kicks. But Richie getting dumpster was the best scene.
Yes.
So can we do Richie being thrown to the trash can and Gwen Stefani's holla back girl? Come on. Come on, we can do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Patreon.
Yeah. So, Leroy shows up and Richie really chews him out. He's like, they did this because of you, because you're too chicken to fight them. And it's like, Richie, shut the fuck up.
he had a point. I get it. It's not like he was chicken.
The real thing is like, no, he did that because he's like a crazy bad guy. Like, they didn't really have anything to do with me, to be honest.
Yeah, but I get it. But
he's focusing his crazy bad guy energy on me, but he was going to do that to someone eventually.
Yeah. For some reason, he just had reason for me because he sees me as a threat.
Yeah. So he's sad and he talks to Lara. And she wants him to be his bodyguard. She's like,
oh yeah, was it? No. He's not sad. He was angry. He was
angry.
He was speed boxing, and then suddenly she found him out of nowhere. I think he was in his dojo at the time.
Yes, and she's like, I need a kung fu master. He's like, I'm not a master. He's like very serious about that.
Yeah,
that he is not a master.
You look like a master to me.
This comes up later. Don't worry about it. So yeah, after that, Eddie and Rock are auditioning bad guys to take Leroy down.
Yeah.
And the one dude's just wearing like a fur jacket and like barking. That guy was cool.
Was he? My favorite guy was the bebop guy, the big white dude with the mohawk.
Yeah.
That was my favorite guy.
That guy was cool too. There's one who looked like Santa Claus later on.
I think that's who I'm talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, Angela, she sings another song, Test Drive, and she's dressed like a car.
Oh, this is another top tier scene in this movie.
It's a great scene. It's a great scene.
Big fan.
Like,
I have it. What was it? I know I have it written down. Where are they? Angela's a little chicken was something I wrote down. I think it was in a music video when she was in the bed. So I think that's the first music video.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, 39:45. Angela's a little chicken. Timestamps, everybody.
Yeah.
48:19. Oh yeah. Going back a little bit, I forgot about this. I Googled jive coolies.
Oh yeah, they call him a jive coolie.
And I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
So I Googled it, and that exact scene came up. It was the first thing on Google.
And I think I told you the director directed a movie called Coolie High.
Yes.
I don't know what a coolie is.
Yeah, I actually forget if you want to Google it. I know
Google coolie.
Yeah, it wasn't anything bad. I think if I remember correctly, it was, I'm probably paraphrasing, but it was somebody from a Caribbean area.
Okay.
You know, something like that. So yeah, a lot of these notes I didn't look up. Oh yeah, the destruction of the pizza shop. Angela's music video shows up on the karaoke machine.
Right.
And he got mad and goes, "Shut up, bitch!" And fixed it. That was another thing.
The Arkadian music machine is in there, and he's like, "I don't even own that. I rent that."
Yeah, like, that's done now. I'm going through my notes now, and here it is. This is the part where we were getting at. So this is when I realized that Eddie is big bad guy. Like, dude went feral, vicious. And his comment was, "Why don't you just walk out?" Like, after berating her, saying that she ain't nobody else but getting by on anything but her tits. And I'm like, dude. But then Angela snaps back and says, "You're a misguided midget asshole getting by on my tits." Oh, world star!
Look, I don't think she needed to bring the M word into this. I think she crossed the line.
Well, yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. You're right. You're absolutely right. But it was just...
That was a pretty good comeback, though.
She grilled him. And I'm like, yo, Angela, you get it, girl.
This reminds me a lot of the Lex Luthor and Miss Teschbacher relationship with Superman the movie, only more aggressive.
Yeah.
Because Miss Teschbacher in that one, she's like, "Lex, my mom lives there. Please don't send a nuke." And then she lets Superman go. But in this one, Angela's like, "You're a bad guy. And also you're short, you motherfucker." She really gets into it, like drills into it.
It's so good. I mean, he was stunned. And I'm like, yeah, you go. Like, if that was a crowd, I would have expected a standing ovation. It's crazy looking back on it, mentioning the midget part. Like, how much things have changed in just like a few decades.
Yeah.
Like, we hear things now on TV, even stuff. Have you heard Eminem lately?
No.
Like Eminem from like 2000s. Have you heard him today?
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's like you don't think about it because it was just like we didn't know better.
Yeah, because we agree with everything he's saying, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Eminem is great. I pray with the black delegation. But yeah, this whole thing is to say, Angela, you are a badass.
Yeah,
and
she's
if you
good.
want your music video played, I will put it on my YouTube channel.
Her music video right now, like that would have been like early 2000s E-Bombs world. Like people would have loved her music video.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, they finally, the two bad guys meet, Sho'nuff and Eddie. And they want to pay him to take on Leroy. And he's like, "Keep your money. I just want to know where he is and I'll take him out."
What a fool. I don't care about personal pride. Give me that damn money.
He's a beyond money, okay?
No, give me that money.
No, he's beyond money.
And personal pride.
No, he's beyond money.
Being prideful and winning while rich? Yes, that is the American dream.
You know who's not beyond money, though?
Is this where we put in an ad? Are we sponsored?
Tony, I don't know if this episode's sponsored. I hope it is. Tony from Hack the Movies, and you can give him money at patreon.com/hackthemovies, or all the commentary tracks I did in 2020 are now on Bandcamp. I had some help putting it up on Bandcamp, so you can buy them there, and we have the merch store. I'm not above money. I love money.
No, money's fine. I'm a man of money.
I mentioned this a while ago. People think I'm always trying to get one by them because I'd be like, "Hey, here's a bonus episode on Patreon." They're like, "You're just doing this because you want money," and I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
I never get that perception. Like, oh, how dare you do things for money? How dare you not want to pay your bills?
Yeah.
Why do you not want to buy food?
I don't know if you know this, guys. I spent a lot of my 20s like broke and constantly overdrafting. I kind of love money.
Not me. I was fortunate enough I was a content creator living at home. My first job when I was 16, I was getting paid $8.50, which was a lot back then.
I didn't even get paid that much.
And thanks to the union that was there, my rate as a 17-year-old went up to $12.80. I blew $1,000 in a month on Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Okay.
My only bill was a cell phone.
Okay.
I was actually pretty decent in my 20s.
You were making more money than me, but you did not invest it.
No, I did not invest in it.
No, you did not invest it.
And now I'm doing commentary on Hack the Movies.
We all win. Anyway. So yeah, Sho'nuff, he wants to take down Leroy. So Leroy is trying to explain the final level and the glow. And it's kind of confusing. You
No, it's not confusing at all. Hey, black people, Leroy wants Ultra Instinct that Goku got from Dragon Ball Super. He wants a point where the spirit goes beyond the mind and takes control and the body just reacts. It's Ultra Instinct, people.
He wants the Force?
No, Ultra Instinct.
Oh. My knowledge of Dragon Ball ends at the Cell Saga, and even then it's just
Literally,
minimal
Ultra
at
Instinct
best.
is the idea where, like, I'm sure you've seen a color where Goku's hair is now white.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Ultra Instinct. The body reacts while the mind figures out, like, you know, where the thing is at. So what Leroy is chasing, when I heard that comment, was he wants Ultra Instinct.
Ah.
So all we learned is that Toriyama is not creative. He copied Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon.
There we go.
We can
Was
actually
there-
make a case for suing.
Was there a Dragon Ball movie where they fought a tree or something?
A tree?
I remember something about a tree.
It's
It's like, this tree's too damn big.
Vaguely remember that, but I can't tell you for sure.
My cartoons are for
Was it
children.
Broly? Broly's as big as a tree.
I don't know. Cartoons are for children. Let's move on.
It's an anime, sir.
Cartoon. Let's see here. Oh, you not aware of that running gag I have?
I'm just shocked you said it.
Okay. So Leroy does this thing they do in movies where like they don't want to admit they're talking about themselves. So he's like, I have a friend
Oh yeah, this is the Corvette scene.
who's never been with a woman. He doesn't even have a paintbrush.
So I was wondering if you could help me or my friend.
Yeah. He does not know how to draw the art of making love. And he
I
does
didn't
not have
get what
the
he was
moves.
saying until he said the art of making love. I'm like, oh,
Because
that
I
was
think
Richie.
Richie earlier says something like, "You don't even have a paintbrush to something." He's repeating what Richie said earlier.
Yeah.
So she's like real into finding out he's a virgin. That part took me off. I'm like, huh.
Yeah, and she goes, "I'd love to teach you a thing or two."
Yeah, I'm gonna just stop. That was too much. That was too
No,
much. Bring it
that's
down.
what she does. you think it's too much for me? That's what she does. Says that she is thirsty.
So back at the studio, she plays a song about needing the glow, and it cuts to Bruce Lee images. I do want to say the studio, they researched like clubs and like concerts and whatnot that were practicing like projection stuff.
Okay.
So a lot of that stuff with like the screens being projected and like the video being broadcasted live onto the screen, that was like all brand new. And they had like 3 projectors. Those were the only 3 in the world that were doing it. Like this is before everyone started doing it. So a
They
lot of
get
this is like,
used to their highest potential towards the end of this movie.
yes, because it was new technology. They were
was so
excited.
good.
Because before, you'd have to shoot it and then blow it up onto a screen. But now they're like, we can just do it live. We could literally film the guy live and it's on the screen.
Yeah.
And again, they can play film strips and whatnot. And Leroy's loving it. And he's like punching and fighting while watching Bruce Lee. A little too into it. But this part shocked me.
This was actually the biggest scene of like, I'm a virgin, I'm not energy. This whole scene, if you think about it.
I couldn't believe what a fucking Chad. She goes to kiss him and he gives her the lean back.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she got like 1 second. She leaned in there, turned his head towards and everything.
This is like,
No lip biting before this, by the way.
yeah, beautiful, gorgeous woman, way out of his league. The character's league. I'm sure in real life they're like in each other's league, but the character's league, she's way out of his league.
All right.
She is way out of the character. Yeah, and she's super into him for some reason.
Just a character.
And he talks about he's never been with a woman. She goes to kiss in, he gives her the lean back. I'm like, what a fucking alpha. That is awesome.
But, I didn't say this. I don't get consent. You didn't ask my
Men
permission.
never get to do the lean back.
They don't. Do protected his virginity. And I for one support that. You dive into your interests. You go into 100% and don't let these feral women hold you back.
Protected my virginity. He eventually caves though. And he kisses her, but
I mean, appropriately so.
little does he know, he wants it to be on his terms.
Toxic masculinity.
Little does he know, his brother's watching him. And his brother is super jealous because he...
And this is the part where I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I was very happy. Richie was a jackass
Like,
this whole
Richie,
time.
you're like 12. If someone that age is into you, there's problems and you want to not be in that.
Many problems. Unless you're in Texas, then it's probably okay. But no, it was a whole thing. Dude was seething. You could see it. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll give the actor credit. He was leaning into it. He was,
Yeah.
and then he stormed out. And then they're just like, I don't know, man. He kind of got something going on. You say he weird, but he doing it.
So, when he's watching the Bruce Lee footage, he sees a clip of Bruce Lee in disguise to get in somewhere.
Yeah.
And he gets this idea, and then he leaves, and Laura and Richie get kidnapped.
But because they were both at the same spot where there's... Yeah, literally, he's like, he kissed this girl. It was great. Woman, I don't know how old she is. But, kissed this woman, and then he's like, wait a minute. Idea about my nerd culture. I'm going to go run and do that. And then she gets kidnapped. And little brother gets kidnapped.
Yeah. So
because little brother decides to run back in. Hands off my woman.
Oh, his woman.
I said, hands off my woman. And then Eddie, rightfully so, just chuckles at him and sticks Rocky on him. And yeah. What happened to his friends, by the way?
Oh, they took off.
Like, he just, they were all together and then, oh yeah, no. He ran back to go claim his woman.
Yes.
More toxic masculinity.
That's right.
And
cancel
this is why
Richie.
Richie didn't get it. Yeah, cancel Richie.
Cancel Richie.
Honestly.
So
Not Lionel Richie, please.
No, not Lionel Richie.
Hello?
I saw him play live in Philly one year.
Oh, lucky you.
What was it?
I'm assuming before COVID times.
Oh yeah, way before. This was like 2006.
Oh,
he played at the art museum for
Is it me you're looking for?
for the 4th of July.
See it in your eyes.
4th of July show.
Yeah.
And a Fantasia Marino was there. Remember her?
Oh, Fantasia's dope. I don't know what happened to her, but she can sing. I'm sorry, sang.
Yeah.
Like, homegirl hits it. So shout out to Fantasia.
Lionel was pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, he disguises himself as a pizza man. He's practicing how to talk black.
Popped collar. Dude was killing it. Red shirt, green pants.
Hey, my man, what it look like?
Hey, my man, what it look like? Hey, my man, what it look like?
They don't fall for it.
No, I think they were too high to not fall for it.
Yeah, and while that's happening, Angela goes to the dojo to warn Leroy, and she meets Johnny there. And what does he say?
Before you continue, I want you to know my notes say 1/12/23. The infiltration practice, Leroy looks like Bruno Mars.
It does look like Bruno Mars.
I wanted to check my notes.
If Bruno Mars had like a really bad mustache, you could remake Last Dragon.
Honestly, yeah. Also, next note, more self-racism, as if it wasn't bad enough earlier, goes back to the same group. And he says, weren't you the same coolie that was here before? And he says, nah, man, we all just look alike.
God, this movie's great. I don't know why I like this movie.
Oh, man.
So, Angela warns Johnny that Leroy's in trouble. And she's looking for Leroy, and what does Johnny say to her? You had a.
It made me very, very, very laughing. I don't listen. Okay, it said a word that I don't think is okay, but I'm just going to say it anyway. And please don't think anything less of me. So Angela comes in and is like, "Hey, have you seen Leroy?" And Johnny goes, "No, but how about something in a medium-sized Oriental?" And proceeds to do a little hair swoosh and above the brow thing, and it was the most smooth thing ever. I'm like, dude, Johnny is in it.
Johnny's got a lot of confidence. He's Chad too.
He has no skill, but all the confidence in the world.
All the confidence and none of the skill.
He's a good teacher.
He's like me in high school and college. All the confidence, none of the skill.
But yeah, Johnny, I'm just like, yo, he hit it, yo, Johnny.
And then what did she say to him, like, in response?
She said, no, thanks, I'm Jewish.
I don't even get that. But
that was the most airhead thing Angela could have said. I'm like, yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's you. Funniest scene in the movie.
So yeah, Leroy shows them his medallion, but they kick him out. So he just shows back up and he threatens them, and they say there is no master. Our fortune cookies are made by a computer. That's the master. They're like, we made up the master.
Just to sell cookies.
Yeah, just to sell cookies. So what does he do? He goes to his former master, and his former master is speaking to him in riddles. He's like, why did you tell me there was this other master? You're lying, and blah, blah, blah. Like, I kind of know where this is going. It's like, you look for the master except for where it counts. Or
yeah, it's
whatever.
like you look within and blah, blah, blah.
And I do like when he's just like, I must leave for my journey. He's like, are you seeking more wisdom? He's like, no, I'm visiting my mom in Miami. He's just like, no.
But what about the pendant? Do you remember what the pendant was?
No, what was it?
It was a belt buckle. Laura called it earlier in the movie.
Right, it was a belt buckle.
And he said, oh, it's just a belt buckle. You need just something to chase. And what kind of master lies to his students? You're a bad teacher.
This is Star Wars, Obi-Wan, when they were like, why didn't you tell me my dad was Darth Vader? He's like, what I told you was true from a certain point of view. It's like that whole like wise master.
So that guy sucked. Screw the master.
Wow.
He sucked.
Wow, that's really mean.
He made him dress like a discount white Power Ranger.
Yeah.
And sent them out there with no real leads.
Yeah.
That's a bad master.
So I couldn't believe that.
And I would know something about a bad. I can't.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I couldn't believe this. It's actually right behind you. Can you grab me Surf Ninjas?
Oh, it was the first thing my mind went to.
Yeah.
My eyes went to, I should say.
So
he hasn't watched it. It's still sealed.
We ordered it for the old show we used to do, and it didn't come in on time, but I have watched it. It's literally like the second rental reviews.
I mean, if you haven't opened it, how'd you watch it?
We had a DVD copy. Leroy locks Johnny in a closet because he doesn't want Johnny getting hurt following him.
Right.
And then Ernie Reyes Jr., little kid Ernie Reyes Jr. shows up to let him out. And then I found out that Ernie Reyes Sr.'s dad did some of the martial arts choreography.
I didn't know Johnny had a little brother.
Yeah, Ernie Reyes Jr. just shows up toward the end of this movie, and he acts like he's been there the whole time. They focus on him a lot because his dad was choreographing the stunts. His dad is one of the bad guys that he fights in the end. And of course, Ernie Reyes would end up being in Surf Ninjas, and he was also he was one of the turtles in Ninja Turtles.
I did not know that.
And he was so good that in Ninja Turtles 2, they brought him back as a human character. He's, what's his name? Kino in Ninja Turtles 2.
Who played Venus?
Oh, that was for the TV show. I don't know.
Venus matters. She's a turtle.
It was kind of shitty they couldn't get a woman Renaissance artist to name her after her, so they just named her after a painting.
It worked.
And like kind of breaks the theme you have going there, but I get it.
It was the best thing they had.
I get it.
It worked.
I get it. Why does she have shell boobs?
Rule 34?
But she's not a mammal, and she doesn't produce milk.
Yeah, but sexualization.
Oh.
Gotta sell somehow.
In this show for children. Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen SpongeBob?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Anyway.
Endless memes.
Ernie Reyes Jr. is in
Like
this, and he's very very tiny in this, but he's very good. I can see why he had like a big career after
He does like 3 heel kicks.
Yeah, Eddie has his hitman surround Leroy. And this is a big scene. There's a lot of choreography going on here.
The movie becomes the best it's ever been starting at this point. I was enthralled with everything that was happening.
Yeah.
Genuinely. And the first thing I noticed is, oh no, Leroy's fighting off our 12 bad guys. Time to pull the gun.
Oh yeah. And I'm like, wow, Rock actually has a good idea. It's like, why are we doing it? And then Eddie's like, no. I'm like,
not after all the money I spent. And they're like, do you want the job done or do you want to have fun? Like, what are you doing?
He's just complete. Oh, by the way, the build up to this, Eddie's at the control panel. He's just going crazy and playing videos.
Oh yeah, how would we forget to mention it? Yeah,
and he sees another girl and he's like, does she have an agent? Like he's already planning another Angela thing.
I mean, as you should. He's always thinking ahead. That's how millions become millionaires.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, so this fight scene's awesome.
Wait, you're skipping the fights. You're going to the fight scene, you forget about the projection. When he gets
where he's like,
the Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole thing, yeah. Eddie gets on the whole thing, and he, again, full on projection 3 miles behind him. It is pitch black, and you suddenly just see Eddie. Oh, Leroy! It was a massive thing. Like, yo, he is really the bad guy. And of course, his hair is disheveled at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So he was looking full on.
I forgot to
manic.
mention when he goes to meet Sho'nuff, he has like a toupee on to cover it up. It's the only time I think he wears a toupee.
Yeah.
So Leroy's dojo comes out to help him.
Yeah, Johnny U came through and got all the kids together, which I'm just like, Johnny, why would you bring kids to this? But, you know,
Johnny,
he brought his
probably
kids. I mean, your little brother, maybe you know him better than anybody, so okay, I can give you that. But
No,
all
the little
kids came
brother
out.
is tied up. Richie's tied up.
No.
Ernie Reyes.
John-
Right. Right.
Yeah, so all the kids come out and they start kicking ass essentially.
Yeah.
And it's like a good fight scene for like 5 minutes.
But Eddie leaves with Laura, and what's his face goes to follow him, Leroy.
And Richie's just left there to break dance out of restraints.
I
Like,
thought
he's
that was
literally,
funny.
it was so cheesy, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the biggest
And
thing
then we
about
get
it.
the fight with Sho'nuff.
You're skipping.
Sorry.
Richie gets his ass kicked, and I love it.
Yes, he does.
He does. I just had to say that. He kicked one dude in the nuts and ran away, like talking trash. And then I think it was Beast, the darker skinned dude in Sho'nuff's group.
Yeah.
He came up and tried to kick him in the nuts, but he just happened to have a steel plate cup.
Right,
He's like,
right.
nah, dog. And he just grabbed him and knocked him out. It was great.
Yeah.
So I gotta mention every time Richie gets knocked down.
It's very important.
Screw
But
Richie.
yeah, so it turns
Cancel
out
Richie.
Sho'nuff has the evil glow, and it's red like Star Wars.
Yeah.
They're just magic now.
This is so cool. It was anime.
Turns out magic is real. The master wasn't lying. And he's got super powered moves, and he's beating the shit out of Leroy.
Yeah, literally every strike is anime lightning.
Yes.
Not even an exaggeration. Literal anime lightning.
Yes. It's
Every
awesome.
strike. It was so cool.
But yeah, he starts dunking his head in the water, and this is where we thought there'd be a monster in there.
Yeah.
But he's like, who is the master? Who
Oh
is
yeah,
the
he did the whole
master?
thing. When I say who's the master, you say Sho'nuff. Who's the master?
And he won't
kicks him
say,
down
but
the
then
stairs.
he flashes back to all the hints that the real master was him all along.
You look like a master to me. There's a flashback to that scene. That's how I. That's why I'm putting.
There really is. I'll give you that. It really is. Yeah, so it turns out he now has the glow, and he's the good glow because it's gold.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gold is always good. I'm surprised his eyes didn't go blue.
Yeah, and you know what's really helping the scene to help us understand?
The music?
Yeah, the song is telling us exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
the last dragon.
It was so
You
perfectly
possess
crafted.
the power of the glow.
One more time, please.
You are the last dragon. You possess the power of the glow.
Wonderful.
You know what? More movies need that.
OSTs?
Black Panther should have had that.
I mean, we got a song.
You are the Black Panther. You're about to punch a rhino.
You know what we missed out? There was a clear missed opportunity here.
You are the Black Panther. You're about to stab a guy next to a train.
Yeah, there was definitely something missed here.
The Black Panther had a glow. He had that purple glow.
It was an EMP blast. We'll call it a glow.
It's a glow.
It's a glow.
We can all agree. Would have been better with that.
Yeah, actually, absolutely. Everyone should have an
I
EMP
want
blast.
someone with more time on their hands who has a singing voice to add a song into the end of Black Panther about how what exactly is going on in Black Panther. I want to see that.
We need somebody with good writing autistic ability, though. Y'all can't just write no BS and just, you can't just speak what you say. There was a whole MTV skit about it where somebody was acting ludicrous. Did you see that? I did. Did you ever see that?
No, I never saw that one.
Oh, dude, it's the funny. Literally, is. I have to send you the video. I can't remember the exact, but he literally just raps everything that he sees.
That's funny.
It's the greatest thing.
Yeah. So he finally defeats Sho'nuff.
Knocks him out.
But Eddie's still around. And
Oh,
Eddie's
wait. Wait, there's a part. Okay. You never turn your back on your opponent.
You don't.
Never. He came out of nowhere. He scared him off. Let me rephrase that.
Oh, yeah.
Leroy scared Sho'nuff off and then knocked him through a door. And then he kind of twitched and fell off like he was dead. So Leroy goes to turn his back. Walks away.
Don't do that.
Why? And then suddenly, Leroy, he turns around and Sho'nuff is gone.
Yes.
What's going on? So then he finds him again and he just starts stuffing him again. It was, don't turn your back on your opponent.
Don't turn your back on your
No,
opponent.
stop doing it.
And you get into a lot of fights, so you know. I know you said that with so much confidence. I feel like this is like a thing that happens to you a lot.
I've been in 3 fights in my life.
Did you turn your back?
Yes and no. So I was walking up to my porch from my step and someone was sitting on my porch and I'm like, move. I'm not going to say excuse you. You see me coming up. You're on my porch step. Move. Say excuse me. No, get out my way. And long story short, he pushed me down my steps. I'm at my door, so I push past him, go in my house, put my stuff down. We just start fighting in the street. Straight up. That was the last fight I was in. The other 2 were school fights. They didn't really count.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. My mom came up there. Was like, you ain't going to suspend my baby. And she started yelling at the principal and got it. She literally got it expunged off my record.
I'm gonna sit in your chair tomorrow at work.
Why?
Because then you'll be like, move. I'm gonna be like, say excuse me.
Please bring that side. All right. We can take it out. No, wait, I can't, man. I'm going to be in trouble up here. We can't take it outside. I can't go corporate. You setting me up for failure now. Like back in my hood, I could at least say, all right, this is just what we do. Air quotes.
That's how the man always wins.
God
Anyway.
damn it. I hate that. Just got to get
So yeah, Eddie.
I'm ready.
Eddie's had enough. And he's just gonna end this once and for all. And he shoots Leroy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he does. It's the greatest thing in the world. I'm like, oh shoot, he's dead. Like literally, he kicked the body and Leroy just flipped. I'm like, yo, he actually just killed him. What the hell? But then when he flipped over and I saw his mouth, it was. I'm like, oh! Yeah. And he smiled and the bullet was in his mouth. And Eddie realizes as he's standing over him, and he realizes as he's starting to do a leg takedown. Yeah. And I'm popping off at this point, man. I'm popping off.
I love, when I was a kid, I thought that was the coolest fucking thing in the world. I'm like, no fucking way! He caught in his teeth. I'm like, what? He's so fast. He's got the glow.
I want you to know, two of my last notes are there are a lot of heel kicks in this movie, and simply Richie sucks. I don't know what he did at this point. I don't remember, but Richie sucks.
Yeah. So, I mean, the movie ends on a happy note. Everyone's dancing at the club. They're all wearing white, apparently. They all coordinated it, and they're all having fun. The slow romance song hits.
You just had a fight for your life. You are bleeding on the back of your neck and through your nose. You got brawled out. You just realized
I assume
you're the
this
master.
is a few days later.
No, it was clearly designed to be immediately. Oh, and also, by the way, 2 things. One, the whole fight between Leroy and I'm about to say Bushido Brown, but Sho'nuff had severe Bushido Brown versus Hypocrisy vibes. Again, if you have not seen the Boondocks, go watch it.
Yeah.
Secondly, this is the only time we finally see cops.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 2 or 3 cops and they ran out of nowhere. And for some reason, this is how I know that this was the same day. Because after Laura just went through all of this, right now she is an emotional wreck.
You're right, it is the same day.
They say you are late for set.
Starts doing her hair. I'm like,
oh crap, the studio is ransacked. What the heck happened?
The set is an active crime scene.
And they're just like, nope, gotta dance, whatever they were doing there.
And then all the kids just happen to have white clothes on standby, apparently.
Yeah, and then Leroy is just completely cleaned up, dressed to the fullest, for some reason purposely standing behind the curtain to step out when the music says to do so. And it's just, it was really weird.
And it's this like nice little romantic song, and then they go to heaven, I guess.
It was real Grease vibes at that point.
And then the movie ends. And this movie, like I said, was a big hit. It was only made for 10 million, made 30 million, which back then is really good.
Massive.
Yeah, it did well in the black community, but then it crossed over and like everyone loves this movie. Like Taimak and The Thing, he was just like, I went to like a 30th anniversary screening for this movie, and like the one theater I went to, it was mostly white. Like this movie has like a very diverse group of fans. Like everyone loves this. What did you think of it?
So that goes back to my point when I said it earlier.
Yeah.
Tony came into the office 20 minutes in, and he's like, what do you think? And I'm like, this is a bad movie. The last 30 minutes or so made up for most of what I dealt with earlier. A lot of this movie is filler. A lot of it is unnecessary. Everything after the master part, when they're just kind of introducing lore and whatnot, that was all extra. Like, there was a lot of fluff in that scene.
Character development.
It was a lot of fluff.
I call that character development.
It was really poorly designed. This movie could have been an hour 10.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But how was the martial arts in it?
Fantastic. Every scene was really enjoyable. And again, I thought that it was, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm no martial artist. I don't know anything. But from what I saw, most of it seemed solid. No. But, except one thing we forgot to mention, in the Bruce Lee movie they were showing in the movie theater where the dude just does a flying nut kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
That's cool.
So I'm a fan of that. Like, he literally just got him perfectly and made him stand up on his foot by his nuts. Ow.
So what did you think of the music?
Soundtrack was godlike.
Yeah.
Very top tier. Throwback out the wazoo. And again, I'm already going to be checking out. I already wrote down a couple to write down myself. Yeah. Reminded me of a black party. Legit question. Have you ever gone to a black party?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah, a few.
When?
In grade school, a friend of mine had a block that would do it once in a while. And then when I went to college and I was living in North Philly.
Okay.
The Black Hispanic neighborhood I was in had a block party.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right, I'll accept that one.
Yeah,
because I imagine the first one was probably like Timmy in the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I lived in Old Kensington.
Yeah, okay. You said Kensington. I had to think about that.
Old Kensington.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about New Kensington. Oh, but no, okay.
We were smart. And I mentioned this on the show. When we moved in, we became friends with the drug kingpin, so we would stay out of trouble.
I went to Kensington one time because my friend went there for high school.
Yeah.
Well, he lived there while in high school, and I went to go visit him. That was literally the one time I've ever gone there on my own.
Really?
Dude, there was a whole drug thing on the corner. My first time there on his block.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
When I had my friend Clayton, the Jurassic Park YouTuber here.
Okay.
I drove him through Philly because he's never been there before.
And you avoided Kensington and West Philly. I know Will Smith, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, popularized it. We don't talk about Kensington or West Philly.
So, basically, I drove him through Center City.
Okay, good part.
Well,
it's solid.
Yeah, so I drove him through, and near where Love Park is, there's these just two people on the corner fighting, screaming and yelling at each other, and one had a pacifier on their mouth.
Oh,
and Clayton's like, "What's going on over there?" I'm like, "Yeah, drugs, Clayton. That's what happens when you do drugs."
I forgot about the pacifier time. That was big when I was in middle school, where teens just start buying light up binkies and just.
Oh well, no, I think crackheads do it to stop them from grinding their teeth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, these
does make sense.
These were not kids. These were adults yelling at each other. The one didn't have a shirt on. It was a mess. But he's like, "What's going on here?" I'm like, "Well, clearly that's a fight." He's like, "What's up with the pacifier?" I'm like, "We're on drugs. I don't know what to tell you, Clayton." And I just moved on.
Did you give him a cheesesteak?
I think we got him a cheesesteak. We got him for one around here. That's the thing with Philly. Don't go to Geno's.
Yes,
please. Don't go to
Pat's.
Steve's.
They are tourist traps.
Steve's is okay.
See, my personal favorite is Sonny's on 2nd and Market.
Okay.
But the other one that's really good is Tony Luke's.
Yeah, Tony Luke's good. But honestly, you can go to any pizza place in Philly and get a good cheesesteak.
It's more so if you want to do a name brand, quote unquote one. But yeah, you can go to any corner store and get a really good cheesesteak.
Yeah, the touristy ones are the worst cheesesteak. They're not good.
If you had to choose Pat's or Geno's, which would you choose?
Pat's, maybe.
I would choose Pat's because Geno's said that you can only speak English when you go there, and that's just mean.
Oh, it does? Geno's. I changed my mind. Geno's. Anyway, gotta remind everyone, I'm a son of an immigrant. I'm a son of an immigrant. That was a joke.
Oh my god!
A son of an immigrant that Reddit thinks is too dark skinned to be Italian.
Tony's okay, I promise. Tony's okay. We stay around him so we can keep him in check. I promise.
Yes. So, I think we ended racism with this review. Where can we find you?
Well, you could probably find me on the back. I'm gonna say it. You could probably find me in the back of a police car if I get pulled over in this neighborhood. But otherwise, you can find me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram at PK Sparks with 2 X's at the end. No, not 3 X's. Ha ha ha, la la la. Listen, I made it up when I was in 7th grade. Porn was not a thing.
So
leave me alone.
In 7th, spoiler, porn's been a thing since.
Not for me. I was innocent. I wasn't into girls until even 8th grade.
I was just telling you, porn's been around since cave drawings. porn is a thing.
Oh well, yeah, not for me. I was innocent.
They literally find cave drawings that cavemen have made of just people having sex.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Anyway,
but yeah, PK Sparks.
I hope you never get arrested. I mean, unless you actually did do something.
Oh yeah, if I did something evil, then yeah. But if I'm just walking down the street,
yeah,
I'll tell you stories.
But I hope that if it did happen, someone would see you in the car and be like, I saw your Last Dragon review.
Yo, that would be crazy. Please spread this video around to future-proof my safety.
Yes.
Please.
And yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Check out Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. This Blu-ray transfer is very, very good.
Genuinely a good movie.
Yes,
I recommend it.
This is the 30th anniversary edition, and yeah, it is always a good time. I've never not been bored watching this movie. I like all the characters. I like the positive tone that it has.
Very solid.
And like I said, it brings a lot of people together.
Leroy's endearing.
Yes.
I'm a fan of him. And since we're nearing the end of the episode, I'm imagining that everybody who's here actually, doesn't find me grating, disappointing, or frustrating to deal with. I have never watched Star Wars.
Kira said the same thing. Why is it literally the only 2 black people on the show haven't seen Star Wars? What are you doing? Not even like the last 6. They put Samuel Jackson in there for you guys. You didn't see that one?
For us guys.
Yeah.
Jury's still out though.
That's right. Us guys.
Yeah, there's more jury, but I put my vote in.
Well, you should watch Star Wars one day.
I'd rather watch Star Fox.
Well, that's not a movie.
It can be. It's an anime.
Listen,
no, it's not.
Me or Justin, we have the despecialized editions of Star Wars. That's where it
is. That like all green screen? Is still
no. That's so in the 90s when they put it in theaters, they digitally added a lot of bullshit.
Okay.
To justify putting it in theaters again, but what we didn't know was that George Lucas made all those changes permanent. So you can't see Star Wars the way it originally was. And fans took it and took out all the digital bullshit and re-edited it to look exactly like it did before 1997.
Okay, I'm intrigued to see what that looks like.
Yeah, so we have those versions if you want those. And then just watch those 3. Don't watch the prequels. Don't watch the new ones.
4, 5?
Huh?
4 or 5? What about Darth Maul?
No, sucks.
But he's a dual wielder.
Yeah, it sucks.
But what about like Jar Jar Binks? Isn't Jar Jar's like top tier character?
Depending on who you are, I guess. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of every little thing of Star Wars that I know. and what about Princess Leia?
Yeah, Princess Laura. That's my favorite character. Vanity. She was in Star Wars. Anyway, we'll get you and Kira together. We'll watch Star Wars together.
Yo, they put us together. We could probably be Boba Fett. Wait, Jabba the Hutt. Wait, not Boba Fett. There's a reason why. Just take me off, man. I'm sorry. I'm going. I can't. I appreciate you telling me.
Okay, that was it for us. That was it for it. No one's ever shook my hand before. All right, goodbye.
All right, goodbye.
I have so many things I want to talk about. I'm like gonna get off track here.
This is the case of a game that was far more popular in Japan than it was in the United States.
They never went to Mordor. What are you talking about?
This is kind of weird.
But there's real detail. There's like wiring underneath.
They're one and done. That's it. Sold
Yeah.
out. So they're super hard to come by.
You heard him, guys. Bring it back. Here we go again. Round 2.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.
Talking about tapes.